Hey IDs, welcome to Module 9. It's the Instructor Perspective Week, and I got to tell you, I'm really excited about looking at the multimedia presentations that you finished for this past Sunday. It's going to be a really great thing. I know that you all worked really hard on it, and I got some emails and things like that. I know that some of the things, there were some complications and whatnot. These things happen, and I'm understanding about all that sort of stuff. That when we're dealing with multimedia, there's stuff where wires get crossed and all that, and I understand that. I'm looking forward to seeing them, and I want to make sure that you all know that we need to post those presentations in some form to the discussion board, because your classmates are going to have an opportunity to review them and give you feedback on them. Those are not due until next week. All right, so the presentation and the posting is due this past Sunday, right, at midnight. The responses to the presentations in terms of the feedback are not due until next week. So just be clear on that, right? The presentations themselves and the posting are due Sunday at midnight. The responses that you will make to your classmates are not due until next week. Okay, so you can rest assured that that's the case with that. Now, in terms of instructor perspective, this is a really kind of an interesting week, because it was, when I was putting this course together, it was probably the hardest one that I had to deal with. It was just it was really tough, because there's not a heck of a lot of literature on it. And so I did, most of it comes through my instructor perspective, believe it or not. It's a lot of it's through my experience and what I know, and the interactions that I had with students and with my colleagues and things like that about the topic. So that's where it really comes from. So this is kind of a special week where it's going to be more viewing and reviewing samples more than anything. And you'll have a little bit of an article or two there, and my take on it, which my instructor perspective actually is a PDF document in Blackboard. So you'll see that. What is a instructor perspective? Well, it's kind of what used to be the lecture material type of thing. It's the word lecture kind of has gotten it's becoming like a dirty word lately, because whenever we think of lecture, we think, of course, it's a 90-minute pontification from a lectern, right? But an instructor perspective is different. It is meant to be something of an encapsulated, short, way for the instructor to extend their experience and their point of view through some kind of media, right? And it could be through a written form, it could be through audio or video. And what's great is you're going to see all of those this week. You're going to see the audio type, you're going to see the video type, you're going to see a video demonstration, you're going to see something that lends itself to being a traditional lecture, and you're going to have an opportunity to rate them and decide which ones are good, because we're going to have, you'll see that there's a rubric set up there for you to review them, and it's kind of connected to a point system, so you can kind of at the end you can kind of give it a grade, essentially, as to how good it is. And I was really surprised last time around how students responded to these different ones, and which ones they found to be good and which ones they found to be rather weak. So I'm curious and interested to see how that's gonna work out. So that's what you can expect for this from this week. I really hope you have a great week with instructor perspective. And if you need to get a hold of me, you need to reach out to me. You can, of course, go to the Q&A forum and email if it's more appropriate. And just have a wonderful week, and we'll see you online. Bye bye.